Hi, welcome you to this presentation on Analog Discovery Kit. In this demonstration, we are going to be exhibiting how to use Analog Discovery Kit for Electronic Circuits Lab. In our engineering course curriculum, electronics and communication engineering students come across various laboratory courses such as Electronic Circuits Lab, Analog Communication Lab, Digital Communication Lab, and even Logic Design Lab. In all these lab courses, Analog Discovery Kit can be used extensively. Because of its unique features, Analog Discovery Kit provides plenty of options to experiment, and at the same time it gives you a provision to have an experiential learning in your regular lab courses. The Analog Discovery Kit provides the following options for you. It offers you dual channel oscilloscope, function generator, 16 channel logic analyzer, and also dual power supplies. In the dual power supply section, Analog Discovery Kit is capable enough to provide plus 5 volts and minus 5 volts. So whenever you do build any circuit, ensure that you can manage that circuit implementation on a breadboard or even a solder board with the help of plus 5 volts and minus 5 volts. In this presentation, we are going to be taking you through the implementation of a bandpass filter with the help of Analog Discovery Kit. As we know that a simple RC bandpass filter can be constructed using discrete circuit components such as resistors and capacitor and inductor. In this bandpass LC filter, we have chosen the specification as 10 kHz as the lower cutoff frequency FL and 150 kHz as the upper cutoff frequency FH. Just to explain the structure of the circuit, you can refer to the circuit diagram. In this circuit diagram, as you can see over here, it is a simple LC bandpass filter which comprises of a resistor of 100 ohms and a capacitance of 10 nanofarad and an inductance of 1 millihenry. So you rig up this circuit as per the circuit diagram which is being shown over here on a solderless breadboard, and ensure that you connect your Analog Discovery Kit appropriate terminals for the circuitry. In order to connect the Analog Discovery Kit, it is primarily essential for us to understand the various signals which comes out of Analog Discovery Kit. In order to gain knowledge on that, let us move to the pinout diagram of Analog Discovery Kit. The Analog Discovery Kit is paired with the 22 x 15 colored fly wire connectors as it has been shown over here. As I mentioned earlier, it offers dual channel oscilloscopes. So the channel 1 positive is indicated by the orange fly wire, whereas the negative is indicated by an orange and white strip fly wire. Similarly, the channel 2 is indicated by the blue wire positive, and the negative is being indicated by the blue white fly wire. So in this presentation and demonstration, in order to implement an LC bandpass filter, we are going to be using both the channels 1 and channel 2, and subsequently we are going to be using the supply source waveform generator yellow wire, okay, in order to feed the waveform of our choice. That is, here in this experimentation we are going to be considering a periodical sinusoidal wave as a signal source for the experimentation, and we are also going to be using the ground black fly wire. So you ensure that the connections are made on the breadboard as it has been shown over here. That means the channel 1 positive should go to the resistor end of the circuit, as it has been shown over here, 1 plus, and the negative end of the channel 1 minus, which has been shown over here. It should go to the common ground terminal of your circuit. Then similarly, the channel 2 positive, that is 2 plus, should be connected to the output terminal, because we are using channel 2 to view the output, and the negative terminal of the channel 2 of the oscilloscope should be connected to the common ground, and use the either of the ground terminals which are available over here. In the analog discovery kit, there are 4 ground fly wires are available. Make use of any one of them to create a common ground for the circuit. Once if this setup is ready, now it is a time for us to open the waveform viewer. Waveform viewer is a software which gives you an option of feeding any periodic signal or aperiodic signals which you want to feed it into your electronic circuit, and at the same time the software gives you a provision of tapping out the outputs also. Let us try to understand how to do that using the waveforms software. So this waveform software can be downloaded from Digilent website. If you want to download the software, you can go to the website www.digilentinc.com. In Digilent website, you do get to see a section known as Scope and Instruments. Go to that section, and in that section you will get to see analog discovery and waveforms. So by logging into the section waveforms, you can freely download the waveforms software. As it has been shown over here, the waveforms software gives you an option of using analog discovery kit as an oscilloscope, logic analyzer, waveform generator, digital pattern generator, and it also gives you an option of using analog discovery kit to feed the power supply, and it can also be used as a voltmeter, and at the same time static IOs can be captured with the help of analog discovery kit. And plus, the analog discovery kit gives you an option of using it as a spectrum analyzer in along with the waveform software. So anybody can freely download the waveform software from this web link and they can install, but ensure that the analog discovery kit waveform software is presently compatible with any version of Windows OS, that is Windows XP, Windows 7, but currently the Linux version of this software is not available. So I recommend the users to stick on to the Windows XP or Windows 7 OS when it comes to using the waveforms software. Now let us get started off with realizing our circuit and testing it on analog discovery kit with the help of a breadboard. So now once the circuit setup is ready, go to the waveforms shortcut icon on your desktop and double click on that. So as soon as the analog discovery kit is connected to your system, and when you open up your Digilent waveforms software, you get to see the status of the connectivity of your analog discovery kit. As you can see here, the USB connector which powers up the analog discovery kit also gets you the details of the serial number of analog discovery kit which you have connected to your laptop or your desktop machine, and at the same time it gives you system monitor information such as the voltage at which the analog discovery kit is running, and the current which it is drawing, and even the temperature at which the entire hardware is currently working. Now for the circuit which I narrated earlier, we need two channels, that is channel 1 which is an input and channel 2 which is an output. Now in order to feed the waveform which is an input signal for a LC bandpass filter, click upon the WaveGen tool on waveforms. So as soon as you click upon WaveGen, you get to see arbitrary waveform generator window which has been popped up over here. In the arbitrary waveform generator, you get to see various options of waveform generation, that is DC signal which you can see here, and you get to see periodic signals such as sine wave, square wave, triangular wave, and ramp up, ramp down, and even any arbitrary noise signal also can be fed to your circuit as per your requirement. And at the same time, the frequency of the applied periodic signal and amplitude and offset voltage associated with that signal can be controlled with the help of this software. At this point of time, let us set the input frequency of the input signal to 25 kilohertz. So you can see the variation in the signal frequency as soon as we do the modifications in the window over here. So once if you are done with this settings, now you can go back to your Vigilant waveform software again and double click upon the signals which you want to tap. For that purposes, you can make use of the scope. So click upon scope, which opens up view the Vigilant waveform scope. So currently you get to see some arbitrary waveform which has been stored in the earlier instances when an end user has used the waveform software. Now in this circuit of ours, as I stated earlier, we have input channel which captures the signals which is coming into the circuit, that is our periodic signal across the terminals resistor and the ground, and the output signal measured across the inductor and parallel capacitor across the terminals 2 plus and 2 minus. So now let us try to capture these signals with the help of our Vigilant waveform oscilloscope, and as well as try to vary the frequency of the input signals with the help of arbitrary waveform generator source. First let us set the input signal by clicking the option Run AWG, that is arbitrary waveform generator run. Click on that. So right now your input signal is fed to the input of your circuit. Now you go to the oscilloscope section. In the oscilloscope section, try to run the signals which you want to capture by clicking the option Run. So you get to see that the channel 1, which is the input, is of the voltage 1.948, okay, and it is continuously swinging. This is how, when we do feed a periodic signal of fixed voltage strength, when it is fed to the circuit, this is the response what we get to see. And at the same time, the channel 2, which has been used in the measurement window over here, it captures the voltage which is associated with your output, that is 1.74 volts, which is continuously swinging once again over here. And at the same time, we also get to see the frequency associated with the input signal and as well as output signal. Now in this experiment, our focus is to draw the frequency response curve for the LC bandpass filter, and as I stated earlier, here we have constructed this circuit for the specifications of 15 kilohertz as the lower cutoff frequency FL and 150 kilohertz, which is the upper cutoff frequency FH. Now let us try to draw that frequency response with the help of the Digilant waveform software arbitrary waveform generator. As we conventionally know, whenever we are in need of drawing a frequency response for any analog circuit at that point of time, we have to keep the input voltage constant and we have to vary the input frequency from a lower frequency range to a higher frequency range. Now let us try to do the same thing for this circuit also. So in this experimentation we are going to be feeding the input frequencies starting range from 10 kilohertz to up to 250 kilohertz with an increments of 25 kilohertz. Let us start with a frequency of 10 kilohertz. Once the input signal is of 10 kilohertz in the oscilloscope, check your output. So your output voltage is swinging within the range of plus or minus 2 volts. Now go back to your arbitrary wave generator and set the frequency to 25 and see the response in your oscilloscope again and note down the output voltage. This is what conventionally we do in our electronic circuits lab. When we want to draw the frequency response curve, we will be keep varying the input frequency for a wide range of values, and for each and every value of input frequency we try to measure the output voltage, and we do tabulate those readings in order to draw the frequency response curve. So now we go back to our waveform generator window and set the input frequency to 50 kilohertz and go back to your oscilloscope. Now you can see here, since now the response output is within the passband range of 15 kilohertz to 150 kilohertz, the output has reached its maximum value of plus or minus 4 volts, what you can see over here. Now let us try to increase the input frequency to 75 kilohertz and go back to your oscilloscope and see the response. And similarly, you can note down the response output for the frequencies such as 100 kilohertz, 125 kilohertz and 150 kilohertz also. Now let us try to set the input frequency to 200 kilohertz. Let us see the response of this input on our output. As you can see over here, once again, when we have set the input frequency to 200 kilohertz, our output has gone down. So that means whatever expected band pass response which is expected to generate by the circuit has been noticed in this response curve. But conventionally in our electronic circuits lab, when our students try to draw the frequency response curve, the normal approach what we do follow is to measure the output voltages for a wide range of frequencies and then using a frequency response graph, okay, to draw the complete frequency response curve. But in waveform software along with Analog Discovery Kit, you get to draw the Bode plot of your frequency response in a quick time and without much hassles also. That is the uniqueness of your Analog Discovery Kit along with Digilant waveform software. So now let us go back to our waveform software window, and in the waveform software window now click upon more instruments and click upon the option network analyzer. So in the network analyzer, as soon as you click, you get to see a window, right, such as this. So once again this window is retaining some past values. You clear up those values, and now since you want to draw the frequency response of the circuit whatever you have constructed over here, that is LC band pass filter, you click upon the option run. You can see here the tool is capturing the frequency response curve of your LC band pass filter, and at the same time by making use of the cursors you can identify the lower cutoff frequency and as well as higher cutoff frequency, right, from the Bode plot over here. So in this way, within no time, Analog Discovery Kit along with waveform software, it gives you an opportunity to capture the frequency response of an analog circuit with ease. This feature can be extensively used to experiment out with other simple analog circuits such as RC low pass filter and high pass filter, RLC low pass and high pass filters, and implementation of a non-inverting amplifier with op-amp and inverting amplifier with operational amplifier. And at the same time, even we can use this software extensively in order to construct a simple RC coupled amplifier and to test the frequency response of the RC coupled amplifier also. Hope that this demonstration was a useful experience for the viewers. Thanks for your time and have a nice time.